guys, so today I'm explaining to you how to use a hex color chart. Basically, a hex color chart is a way of knowing what colors go well together. So if you use one of these charts, it's a really easy way to know what blends you can do and which ones would be harmonious with the others. In this example, I'm going to show you how to use these three. So on this chart, you see we have the B250, the MG030, and the B260. When you look at them like this on the chart, they go well together. So that's a really big bonus just to have this chart. If you don't have it, you can just comment and I will send you a free download of the chart. The lightest color on top, and then the second to lightest in the middle, and then the darkest on the bottom. So what I like to do when I'm blending is I like to open all my pens in advance just a little bit, because it's going to help me do that blend quicker, because if you take too long, the inks won't blend well together and you're gonna have that streaking that you don't want. So as I said, I'm putting my lightest color on top, and this is the speed that you want to go at. You want to go fast, but not too fast, because you want to have enough ink in there for the blend to make itself. So I'm starting off with the three colors back to back, not taking any breaks in between. And then what I like to do is I like to go over the entire thing again with my lightest color, and I find that that really makes that blend smooth. See how that's a seamless blend? Now, if I had not done it this way, let's say that I didn't do it going over the lightest color at the end, then you would have a definite cutoff between the colors, and that's what we don't want. Do you see the difference? This one kind of progresses, and this one is really back. This is do, this is don't. All right, let's go in the greens. 340, G24, and G60. Starting with our lightest on top, as usual. The reason why I always put the lightest on top is because generally a light source comes from the top, not from the bottom. If you're outside and the sun is shining, you're not going to have the sun shining from below your feet, right? It's going to be coming from the sky. So that's why generally the lightest color is on the top. Let's do a quick class on highlighting as well. Might as well, since we're there. You always have to decide where your light source is coming from. So let's say we decided that our light source was the top left corner. Imagine that you have sunbeams that are coming out of the sun. So you're gonna have to visualize this in your head, where they're gonna hit your object first. That's gonna be your absolute lightest. So I'm putting a very bright white where it's hitting hard. Now there's other places where the sun is hitting, but not as hard, because it didn't reach that area as much, right? This second ear is a little bit further away. The sun is still hitting, but just not as hard. So I'm gonna use my white paint pen, and I'm gonna put a little highlight here. See the difference? This one is bright white. This one's a little lighter white. And since the sun is still hitting here, but not as much, I'm going to use that lighter white here. I could put a tiny bit here. So that's pretty much the gist of it. But do you see the difference when I've got highlights? So this guy versus this guy versus this guy, highlights add so much. So don't forget that when you're doing your coloring pages, do not forget your highlights, and also don't forget your shadows. The sun is there, so obviously my shadow is here underneath the body. So I'm using my dark gray where that shadow really starts, and then I'm gonna go in my lighter gray to dissipate the shadow. There we have it. You're going to take this light gray, and you're also going to add it to your figure. So he doesn't have any light here because the rest of his face is blocking it. So we can add some light gray there, a little bit of the light gray here behind this ear, a little bit of the dark gray here behind that ear. And now look at the difference. Just look at the difference. Take a second to see the difference between this guy and this guy. Like, if you use these techniques in a coloring page, you are going to up your coloring skills like you wouldn't believe, because it makes the difference between somebody who's not mastered shadows and lights, that makes a very dull, flat coloring page, and then somebody who's mastering the light and the shadows is really making their coloring pages pop, really pop out of the page. After that, you can do the sparkles, the glitter, all the other stuff that you can do, but do not forget highlights, shadows, blending techniques, and you should be really set to do the cutest coloring pages. Happy coloring, everyone. Have a great day.